Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Deb C, and the place to be, it's Deb C. That's me, boop, Deb C. Hey guys, and happy Wednesday. I hope everybody had a great day and is having a good week. Yay, we're halfway through the week. So listen, this is very rarely ever gonna happen. It's probably not ever gonna happen, but I'm actually going to be recapping Roni before Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This was something. There is going to be a trigger warning up front. There's a trigger warning. I am giving you guys a trigger warning right now. This was a dark episode. This was dealing with a very triggering subject, and that subject is is sexual assault. So I want to put it that right there was my cane falling down. So don't anybody think that there was something going on. That was my cane. Eileen fell my cane. So I want to give you guys a heads up. This, if you don't want to, if you would be triggered by that, please don't watch, because I'm going to mention it. Okay, I wanted to get that out up front. So first of all, we start off, Aaron, I think they had this on last week as well, but Aaron was yelling at Uba to don't call Brynn a whore. She doesn't sleep with men for money and she's not a whore. Don't call her that. Uba tells her to go F herself and slams the door in her face. So Cy, Brynn, Jessel, and Aaron chat. They're talking about like the Jessel conference. Aaron says the only thing I told you whenever they then had that little side talk where Aaron was like, I didn't say anything about you and I just listened. Well, Aaron says, what I said to you when we talked was that, that it was terrible that your husband, that Pavitt called, Cy a bitch and called her bipolar, and that he really should apologize. And then Cy was like, I was real upset. I was upset that he didn't even talk to me at your birthday party. Now, here's the thing. I don't understand why she would be upset that he didn't talk to her at the birthday party when she was like, last week, she's like, I ignore him every place we go. And there were 2 times this past season where she just ignored him. She's like, my ignoring game is on point. Like, so that I didn't understand. But Jessel was like, Jessel apologized and everything was fine. Like, everybody's thinking everything is going to be okay. So a little bit later then, all the ladies are talking, and the only 2 ladies that are not there are Brynn and Uba. Aaron's like, listen, I love Uba, but she really has to stop calling Brynn a whore. And then Jenna brings up the fact that, like, anytime you try and talk to Uba, she kind of like she just really reacts and just shuts everybody down. So they're all talking. Uba comes in and she's like, what? You know the feeling, like before you enter the room, everybody's talking, then you enter the room and they stop talking. Well, you know that something is going on. You know they're probably talking about you. And she's like, what's going on here? It felt like kind of an intervention. So I was like, baby, listen, you gotta stop calling Brynn a whore. Like, you gotta stop that. Uba was like, I didn't say that, and then starts yelling about how Brynn is the one who brought up, sucking the D, taking a nap, during a nap. And Uba says in her confessional that Brynn will feed someone a sentence, and then she'll take it and be like, this is what she said, rather than like, this is what I said, but she then attributes it to that other person. So Brynn comes in the room, and then they get into it. So Uba says, I didn't say you had a D in your mouth. Instead, I said, maybe you slept with someone to get this job. Now, this was semantics because neither one is great. I mean, both imply there was some kind of sexual activity going on to get a job, or to make money. So it's semantics. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. And then Brynn, rightfully so, I mean, Brynn kind of gets upset and is yelling that, why don't we talk about how you say that I sleep with men for money? And she's saying about how she's getting very upset. And I don't blame her, because I mean, as a woman, whenever a woman is successful, there's always some people that are going to be like, well, she's a woman. She probably didn't get there because of her hard work. And I can imagine, and like Raquel said, it's even more devastating when somebody says that to you when you are a woman of color, a very beautiful woman of color, and then someone's just saying that. And, Brynn is like, it upsets me because I didn't do that, and I worked my ass off to get where I'm at. And she was just very upset about it. And she's upset too because she thinks that now, because it's put out there, that maybe these women are thinking that, yeah, this is what I've done to be successful, to make my money, or to get where I'm at. So Uba comes in the room, takes Erin away, and says to her, listen, Brynn is fake. She's plastic, and I never said what she's saying I said. Sai comes in, and Sai and Erin are both telling her, listen, you got to stop reacting the way that you're reacting. I mean, Brynn knows she can say things and she can get you all worked up, and then that just makes you look worse. So you got to stop reacting to this. So then Brynn is in the other room talking to Jessel, Raquel, and Jenna. She breaks down. She's at this point, she is sobbing, and she's telling them that last year when no, did she say last year? No. I think she just says that she mentions that she was SA'd and Uba knows about it. I'm upset because I was SA'd. Uba knows this, and she said this to me. Now that is just beyond gross, beyond gross. And the ladies that were in the room were just horrified, which, true. I mean, if somebody knows that this happened and then is going to go and throw this back in your face, that's the worst. But listen, I'm going to tell you this though. I, at this point, was thinking to myself, would Uba do that? I mean, listen, I'm not saying, me saying this isn't me saying that what she said was good, because what she said was not good. She shouldn't have said that. But in my mind, do I think that Uba is that kind of person that would say what she said knowing that Brynn was essayed? I myself, I don't believe that. I don't think Uba is that kind of a person. Does she fly off the handle quickly? Yes. But I think at the heart of it, I think she's a good person. I don't think she would do that. So everybody's out in the kitchen getting something to eat, and Uba pulls Brynn aside and tries to apologize to her. And Brynn's like, well, what are you apologizing for? And she says it, and Brynn gets up. She doesn't accept it, and it's not authentic. And she says it's performative, which is rich for me coming from Brynn, because Brynn this entire season and even last season has been performative. So for her to say that, I thought that was pretty rich. So everybody goes to bed, and they're all hoping that they can get a good night's sleep and this is done. But it's not. The cameras go down. Jessel goes into Uba's room and is like, what is going on? How could you say that to Brynn when you know what happened to her, when you know that she was essayed? And Uba is like, what are you talking about? And she loses it. And she's on the floor crying, shaking. It's apparent that she did not know about this. So Brynn then says that in the confessional, she says that right before BravoCon, she called Uba, because at the time she was very close with her. She called Uba because she was going through a lot. I think maybe either one of her friends or one of her family members or something had unalived themselves or had attempted to. And then she's saying that she, in all of this like crying about that, she had said that she told her about this essay and crying about why do all these bad things keep happening to me ever since childhood. So there's that. But listen, I still don't know. I don't think she would have done this. And so and at this point, Uba's just running around yelling. It goes into Jenna's room, gets right in her face, and is like, I did not do this. I didn't do this. And says to Raquel that if I'm lying, may Allah take my firstborn. Now listen, that right there is not something you play with. Okay? If you're lying and you say that, oh no. You don't swear on anybody's life if you are not telling the 100% truth. And Raquel, because before Raquel was like firmly on Brynn's side and was like, this is terrible. This is disgusting and this is terrible. But when she saw this, she was like, I don't doubt that what happened to Brynn didn't happen. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm going to say. I don't doubt for a second that when she told her story of being essayed, I believe that. I believe that happened. She's saying that now with what Uba has said and with how Uba is acting, she does not believe that Uba said this knowing that Brynn was SA'd. So she has changed her mind on that. So a little bit later on, Brynn walks into Jenna's room, and a few other people were there talking, I think. And Brynn starts talking about the story, and she says, come to think of it, maybe she just didn't clock it. Like, it was said, but she didn't hear it, or so. And Jenna is like, Brynn has overplayed her hand this time. Like, in the past, when she was spinning stories and embellishing, it wasn't involving everybody. It was involving maybe one person or two people. It wasn't everybody. So that's, what am I thinking? To be honest with you, I don't think she said it. I don't think she told Uba, because if she would have told Uba that, like if she was in the middle of crying and she said, I was SA'd. Like if someone was in the middle of a breakdown and telling me all this stuff that's happening, and then the person would mention being SA'd, I would have remembered that, because I would have been like, oh my God, when did this happen? What happened? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I would have definitely remembered that. And I think Uba definitely would have remembered that as well. So, okay, the next morning, Brynn gets up. The production wants to like talk to her and make sure she's okay before they start filming. So apparently she is. She's out there sitting with production. She's talking. She's really just acting like nothing happened. And I understand that can be a coping mechanism. However, she isn't saying anything about, like, she's not apologizing or even bringing it up. She's out there talking about like horseback riding. It's weird. Like, it's weird. And like Sai said, she's acting like nothing happened. She's not taking any accountability at all for all of this. And this is traumatizing to a lot of people. So production decides to end the trip early. So they send Brynn home on a plane. Uba and Jessel went to the hotel room. And the ladies then a little bit later are talking. They pack to get ready to go home. They're outside talking. They realize, listen, Uba didn't know about this. Uba did not know about what had happened to Brynn. And they also realize how much Brynn has been twisting these stories. And I forget who it was. I think it might have been Sai, who had said she changes things. So she changes details of something so it's in her favor, but not so much so that it's so unbelievable. So Uba and Jessel come home. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I think the night before, the night previously, people were getting on Jessel. We're getting on Jessel for part of this. But listen, if it wasn't for Jessel was the one that went in and told Uba about this. If it wasn't for Jessel, this information may have never come out. And they could still be believing that Uba knew what happened to Brynn and decided to just say this. So say what you want about Jessel. Jessel is a good friend to Uba. Jessel is her best friend there. And Jessel is the one who has her back. Because like I said, if it wasn't for Jessel, everybody would still be under the impression that she's a terrible person. And she's not. So Uba's really worked up and real upset because here's these friends of hers who last night were thinking that this is something that she would do, and she wouldn't. And even when she's mad at Brynn and so upset, she still is asking, like, how's she doing? Brynn, honestly, please don't bring her back next season. She needs help. She needs some help. I mean, she does, I think, go to therapy, but I mean, it's not a great thing to embellish stories anytime, but when you embellish it with the whole cast and then it's something that hurts people, that's terrible. So back in New York City, they have opening credit shots. 5 days later, everybody's in there talking, and Brynn is the last to arrive. And Uba's not going to talk to her because she doesn't want Brynn to apologize and have Brynn say something that's going to, like, you know, upset her or get her to react. So she doesn't say anything. They're lining up, they're doing the opening credits, and everybody's just trying to smile. It's a job. When Brynn was like, everybody else is smiling. I don't understand how they're smiling. I'm down here dying. How do you know what these people aren't feeling inside? How do you know inside what Uba's feeling? It's a job. You have to smile. When they're like, energy, let's see some smiles. What are you going to do? You have to smile. So, and when she said, no, it's obvious none of these women give an F about me. No, it's not that they don't give an F about you. It's just that you were caught. You were caught in a lie. And if they didn't care about you, why would Aaron come over and hug you? I mean, I think they care. It's just that you lied, and that lie hurt people. So it might take some time for them to, like, be okay with coming up and hugging you. I mean, that's just it. So listen, next season, I think they need to reboot this whole thing. I think the only people that I would be okay with coming back would be like Raquel, Sai. I'm amazed that I said Sai because I did not like Sai last year. And Jessel. Maybe have Jenna as a friend of. Jenna, to me, didn't give anything this season. I'm sorry. Erin, she can go. Brynn, she can go. Rebecca was not anything. So, yeah. So there we go. So listen, in the comments, let me know what you thought. This was dark. Now, next week, we get the reunion. This reunion could be one part. This reunion will probably not. It'll probably be 2 or 3 parts. It could be one. So in the comments, if you watched, let me know what you thought. If nobody told you yet today, there's a lot of dust here. I don't know why. Do you see that dust? It's a clean area, and there got some dust. Maybe from the lighting up above. Anyways, okay, so if nobody told you yet today, you were loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there. Please take care of one another. Also, Please be aware of your surroundings. Always see what I mean? That was a little like, little dust thing coming in like, that wasn't a bug, that was a dust thing that was like, woo. Okay, please be aware of your surroundings. Be smart and safe. Hydrate often with water. And also, if you're in a dangerous situation, please know Dolly and I are sending our thoughts, loves. Dolly will send the prayers because she is the one that JC is on a first name basis with. And also positive vibes and energy to get you through. I love you guys. What time is it? It's 8 o'clock. Okay. I am going to go watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion. So I will see you guys probably tomorrow. Okay. Have a great day. Bye, guys. And a great night. Bye, guys.